Welcome, Taurus, to my channel, Mending Tree Tarot. This is a general reading for you for the month of November. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone. Please take what resonates for you, leave the rest behind. I take pop-outs, so in the interest of time beforehand, I have cleansed, meditated, shuffled, and taken those cards for you. As I lay out what came up, I do want to let you know, please be careful. There are scammers out there who are preying upon people who are interested in tarot and self-help. And that being said, just make sure that you're following the links below the people you're really intending to follow on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube. And I myself do not have social media attached to this account, so I will not reach out to you soliciting for personal readings or directly for money in that way. I do have a link for down below for donations, but that is all. Okay. Getting into your reading, I have a Shaman's Dream Oracle to get a general feel and Rider-Waite to get more clarification. At the end, I will pull 2 advice cards for you over here in order to give you some advice for the rest of the month. So, Taurus, starting off, number 2, beloved radical acceptance. There has been something that you've needed to really get down to the heart of the matter and really kind of accept it for everything it has to offer. And this can be about someone else, but I get the feeling more that, that there's also a large part of it has to do with yourself. A radical acceptance of yourself, some real internal things that are happening here. I don't necessarily, I mean, this can be with a relationship, that in a relationship with someone else that you've had to really kind of accept them for everything and all the things that they are, right? Without putting any kind of restraints, conditions, or anything like that on it. But also understand that that can also happen within yourself as well. There can be points where you really have to really accept yourself without limits or conditions. There's, nothing wrong with trying to make yourself better, but at the same time, you have to love yourself no matter what too, right? Because especially with number 46, Root Girl, the disowned self, that's exactly what this is talking about. It's talking about accepting those parts about yourself that you may not like. And we all have those parts of ourselves that we wish were different or that we did not like. We wish that we could have changed something. We wish that we could have acted another way. There's things that we see ourselves doing or saying that we're like, why do we do that? We do that every time. And so this card is talking about really embracing those parts of yourself, really loving those parts and seeing them for the part of you that really contributes to making you a wonderful, beautiful, unique person. Okay. To stop judging them so harshly and instead see them for the benefits that they offer. And then for your future position, we have the 10, deep dive, diving into a task. So this can be actually diving into a real situation, a real task, a real job, something like that. This can also be, and I'm taking it with your lineup of cards here so far, can be about massive, deep emotional exploration and acceptance along with that. So really figuring out how you really feel about something. Sometimes we kind of go on throughout our day and we kind of generally, we don't really give things a whole lot of thought and we don't actually really ask ourselves how we feel about something. So this card is really asking you to look at all the ugly parts, really take the time, take some quiet moments, sit with yourself, and really figure out how you feel about something emotionally, okay? So, like I said, it can be about a task as well, where you just like understanding something completely inside and out, but I think the message that I'm getting for you is that this has more to do with emotional processing. In your Rider-Waite, in your most recent past, we have the Knight of Pentacles and we have the Strength. So both of these cards are very grounding, and for me, it really expresses a lot of Taurian energy also, because the Knight of Pentacles, although the slowest of all the knights, he's also the most grounded and the most serious and want to say logical, but really more kind of down to earth thinking. And also that this whole process of you really needing to be stable in your life right now has been really difficult for you. Also, I think that things have been taking quite a bit of time, a lot longer than you thought. There's something that you're working through that you thought it would be done and over with by now. And it's taking longer than you ever thought that would. And I got that when I was shuffling your cards. There was really like this sense of time being taken, which, you know, Taurus is known not to rush through things, but I think even for you, Taurus, this is kind of like, okay, all right, we can keep moving now, like that kind of energy. And so I'm feeling like it's really kind of taking its toll on you, is what I'm trying to say, really. In your now position, you have the Tower and you have the Page of Wands in reverse. So the Tower suggests that there's been something that's really kind of rocked you to your core. Now this, if you have been going through this emotional assessment of some kind, it can be that it was an event that caused you to really kind of question yourself, question your relationship with others, question a lot of things, and is really kind of shaking you and shaking your foundation that you've been fighting so hard to keep here. But it somehow, something's knocked you off center, and it's left you in a place where you have felt really isolated. Okay. And that's really what kind of the disowned self is about really, if you're feeling that isolation, to really kind of bring yourself in, to love yourself. So whatever has happened, I'm sorry, Taurus. I'm truly sorry. Whatever has really kind of occurred for you, that's really kind of caused this to happen. But really, it's going to let you love yourself in a way that you never have been before. That's really the message they want me to tell you. You are going to know and love yourself in a way that you've never known and loved yourself before, which is going to then change your dynamic of your life, because once you realize what you are worth, you will only allow what is worthy in your life after that point. And this can be for jobs, this can be quality of life, this can be relationships, this can be all number of things. But whatever you're going through right now seems to be pretty difficult. And so, and if you're feeling alone, you know, big hug for you, Taurus. I'm so sorry that you feel isolated during this time. In your future position, we have the Knight of Cups and we have the Four of Pentacles. So good news on the horizon is, with the Knight of Cups, it's this emotional gift, right? And I think that this comes from you knowing you're going to have success with this understanding and this acceptance of yourself, which is really going to give you some real stability and really be able to know and love your home and be able to feel at peace within that place, because your home is your sanctuary and you want it to be, you want your energy to be there, right? And you want it to feel stable and secure. That is your safe zone, right? And so when you're able to really kind of process all this emotional things that you're processing right now, this emotional gift, which I really feel is not necessarily coming from somebody else, because you're doing the work to have it be that you're able to fully feel it from within, that then you're really going to start to feel that stability that you've been fighting so hard to find, okay? So you're seeing some real progress with this. It's hard work that you're doing. I say that it's, in some ways, you could fight the fight that it's easier to accomplish physical things like jobs and things like that, and harder to accomplish emotional work, okay? So you're doing some real serious work here, but you're making some progress. Okay, I'm going to get some advice cards for you. I'm going to use the Wisdom Earth, and then I'll use Adoring Virtues Archangel Michael. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. What advice do you have for Taurus for the month of November? Looking for one card that would be the most helpful for Taurus during this time. What kind of advice do you have for Taurus during this time, please? Here we are. Practical intuition. And then let me get Archangel Michael, what advice? All right. Okay. Very straightforward. Prayer will help the situation. Okay, I'm going to read from the book for both of these so that you can get a very clear picture of what it means for you potentially. All right. So practical intuition. It recommends Venka, which grows close to the ground, a humble and grounded plant. It promotes the practical use of spiritual abilities and helps open the third eye. It also recommends Lapis lazuli, which supports intuition and spiritual sight. Developing spiritual abilities is not the end of the journey. Just as the spring equinox heralds new life and new beginnings, knowledge is the start of a deeper path. Through application of spiritual skills to create blessing in this world, we connect more deeply with spirit and gain wisdom. The quote, I use my knowledge and understanding to solve practical problems. Through my wisdom, I help increase beauty in the world and help support the beneficial flow of energy. And then we have prayer will help the situation. Okay, Archangel reminds you that prayer improves every situation, while worry does the opposite. Praying works because it allows God and the angels to offer assistance. Since they cannot violate your free will, they can only intercede with your permission and at your request, which is what prayer is. Although your prayers may be answered differently from your expectations, rest assured that you're being heard. The divine mind knows the perfect solution for everyone involved, so your role is to ask for help and then follow the guidance as it is given. God and the angels are in charge of how your prayers are answered, which is usually in ingenious ways beyond the scope of human imagination. Other meanings can be connect with a prayer group. The more prayers, the better. Give worries and fears to God and the angels. Have faith, for there's good reason to be hopeful. Be open to solutions that may differ from your expectations. The prayer. Dear God and Archangel Michael and anyone else to whom you pray, such as Jesus, I ask for your divine intervention and describe your situation. I welcome your help and I trust and follow your guidance with gratitude and grace. I need a miracle and ask that you send one to me and the situation quickly. Thank you and amen. All right, Taurus, I'm going to leave it there for you. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I am truly grateful. For more clarification, please check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. And if you like what I do, please like and subscribe. Helps others to find the channel. Lets me know that it resonates with you. And down below, you should find a link for tips and donations if you choose to support the channel in that way. It's not expected, but it is genuinely appreciated if you decide to. Thank you so much, Taurus, and I will see you next time.